So, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea how much time particularly I have for this video, but I'm pretty sure I got enough time. I just deleted the video from yesterday that I posted about being the Pride's ambassador, the Orlando Pride's women's soccer team, soccer ambassador. Yeah. The video's still on his channel. I just deleted it from my archives on my phone so you can get the storage back. After I record the videos, I post them, and then I delete the video so I can get the storage back on my phone. But the video's still out there. And if a video ever were to be deleted, I can literally, rephrase everything and literally repost it again and again and again. What that means is, trust me, I can literally do it all over again. Like, my mind is so great with the wild imagination stuff. I can literally, I can phrase things differently and mean the same thing a million different ways, a million different times. So trust me, if it ever were to either get deleted or accidentally get wiped off, I don't know, you get the point. But I definitely do want to be the Orlando Pride's soccer team ambassador because I definitely can tell you, at least from watching the game they played yesterday versus the Chicago Red Stars, the stadium looked mostly I would definitely say more than 80%, like 95% empty. You definitely saw some people here and there, but it wasn't nearly as much as you would get for, like I said before, any men's game or whatever. Like, there's a lot of problems with the funding and everything else. Again, I've said countless times before, we need to support each other more equally and more diversely than what we do, and we just don't do it. Because regardless whether it's the pay, the opportunity, I think both ways, pay and opportunity needs to be more equal. I understand if it's driven by obviously more of, who comes to your games and who doesn't, but like I said before, or as I think I've said before, that makes sense. Economically, that makes sense if it's all driven by, jersey sales, ticket sales, etc., etc. And that makes economically, that makes all the sense in the world. But the problem is, why in that case that makes you call on the community of the city and really everybody. Why are you not coming out there to support these women that much more so they can get paid just as equally as the men? Someone tell me that, so they can feel just as loved and cared about as the men, etc., etc. I say that because, again, I know too many young middle school girls, high school girls, and college girls who literally are phenomenal in soccer, and they absolutely deserve that opportunity to be on that national stage, with the national team, and they deserve to be on a national women's soccer team, soccer league team, get the point. They deserve both of those. They deserve a league team and the country's team. But are they ever going to get that opportunity? Because the opportunity is probably less than slim than 1% because you have so many people, and the talent is just everywhere. So where it's like, will they ever get the opportunity, or will it be for like 10 seconds and then okay, get out, and wait for your next 10-second turn 2 years from now or 5 years from now? You get the point. We need more of that. There again, diversity, God first, is a strength if it does not kill you. Dare I say, to a huge and heavy extent. If we can start adopting that, then trust me, a lot of people would, dare I say, be saved and make a lot more sense when they talk about their dialogue and rhetoric. Because I'm telling a lot of people have biased dialogue and biased rhetoric, which is one of the top reasons why everything exists the way it does within our society. People are just biased, hypocritical, double standard, bigots. Literally, a lot of people are. If not a lot of people, maybe it's that slim 1% that is. But again, how do you get those people out of that mentality, or are they just forever lost in it? I don't fully know, but God be their judge and witness on it, and so on. So 3 minutes into this, the reason why I'm creating this video more so is to tell everybody that the reason why I have many or multiple Twitter accounts and multiple Instagrams is not because I'm a left-leaning troll or whatever you want to call it that just likes to talk a bunch of negative garbage or likes to talk a bunch of garbage that's not backed up by any facts and evidence. It's more of because I have a lot of ideas and I love branding and I love creating new accounts to continuously grow that branding and grow that power of influence, grow that impact towards the further events with all people. I have a lot of different, dare I say, companies and so forth. When I say companies, these are small companies, like things that, I've always had the idea for, but just recently within the last few, months, I've decided, let me start creating, websites and Twitters and Instagrams to promote them all. That's why if you look on most of them, they don't have many followers just yet, because of that exact reason. I just created them, and I haven't been tweeting from them much, or I haven't been Instagramming them much at all. But that's what I mean about I have so many companies and so many ideas to continuously, keep growing, building, and expanding on, and so on. And I want everybody to understand that's the reason why I have so many Twitters and Instagrams. Not because I'm a negative troll that just wants to talk crap and degrade people and put out, wasteful energy into our universe. It's because I'm a really nice guy that just has a lot of great ideas and wants to put them all out there on their own separate platforms to separately and independently grow, build, and expand. For example, NJ to the City Sports should be its own separate brand from NJ to the City News, but it's not because, right now I need them to be together until I, get more up there with certain things. But right now, right now, NJ to the City News covers sports, politics, etc., you name it. But eventually, I will branch NJ to the City News out to its own. NJ to the City News is already its own independent, news company. But eventually, I will branch NJ to the City Sports out into its own little outlet. Because I think when I think of news, I really think more like NJ to the City. I think more of like the politics game and a few other things. I don't really think more of the sports, so many other topics, but I can't sports, fashion, travel. I don't really think of all that when I think of of my news company. I think more of I think of that with my news company. I don't think of or damn, I'm confused. I'm confusing myself right now. I'm really confusing myself with what in God's name I created that for. I know why I created NJ to the City News. I created it literally to go ahead and get out, my own independent news platform, to get out a lot of my political opinions and a lot of my opinions about faith, faith, God, religion, and then a few other things, but mainly politics, honestly. Mainly politics and things that are affecting our culture every day. Things are affecting our communities every day. And also to go and report on middle school, high school, and college sports and athletics. And college clubs and niche clubs and, middle school clubs and high school clubs, continuously give back, to our communities through that, But the big point I'm trying to make there is that, trust me, as I think about it, I kind of want to branch all these topics out into their own platforms, but then I'm like, for now, I got to keep them all. Like, they all live, right? Like, it's like right now they all essentially live under NJ to the City News, but eventually I'm gonna branch them out into their own. NJ to the City Sports, NJ to the City Politics, NJ to the City Travel, NJ to the City whatever, Eventually I'm gonna branch them out into their own, all separate platforms, but right now they all exist under NJ to the City News. And that's what I'm trying to express there, so on and so on. But God bless you all. Hope everything I said made sense. I didn't stutter too much because I'm pretty sure I stuttered quite a bit within what I was just saying. But yeah, 7 minutes into this, like I said, I would love to be the Orlando Pride's women's soccer team ambassador, because like I said before, I know so many young ladies in middle school, high school, and college who they deserve those opportunities to make it big, get their high jersey sales, get paid professionally, and just shine on those national world stages, to make that bigger and broader, better impact for the further advancement of all young girls, women, and people. Because again, we need to start loving, supporting, and encouraging each other more than what we do. The fact being, for a lot of us, we don't do it, and that's one of the top reasons why our world and society is in the shambles that it's in, because we don't do it enough. And for all kids out there, once again, if you don't know, one of my independent music platforms for you all is titled Younglings Nation Music. You're going to see the website for that eventually, because that's my own individual independent music brand for the kids, because, you could even say label as well for the kids, because I make music for you kids all the time, and I definitely want to keep on, growing that, branching that out and expanding that for you all. Make all sorts of diverse music, make all sorts of, great, obviously lyrical music, which I've been doing for years, and just give as many different perspectives and details and, and point of views, to help all you kids better with sports, better with school, better with family, better with faith, better with, social life, you name it, because you kids are all talented and genius and special and spontaneous, and you just need to continuously be told that more, and you need to be encouraged more. And I'm telling you, I've done it too many times where, trust me, it doesn't take nothing but like 10 seconds to give a quick motivational speech to a kid or kids, and they automatically love you forever. That's one of the top things that I've seen and I've specialized in for years. The kids just need to be shown the real and they will start believing in themselves more. And that's one of the top things these schools need to start doing, is showing these kids the real so they can start believing in themselves more. The problem is these schools are not doing that, and that's why everything goes down. The test scores go down, the student happiness goes down, everything goes down. And stuff like suicide goes up, depression, anxiety goes up. Everything good goes down, everything bad goes up, because you're not showing the kids the real world. You're not showing them what they need to know, what they want to know, and definitely, dare I say, what they bleed when it comes to like school spirit, or what they need to bleed when it comes to school spirit: love for the community, love for the country, love for their family, love for their fellow neighbors. It's not to say everybody has to be the same with the Christian values as the next, but it is to say you have to start and stop somewhere. And our original foundation of Christian values is one of the top places that we need to start somewhere with that. We're reinstalling that back into our schools, because I want to let everybody know you can literally teach Christianity in public schools without actually teaching Christianity in public schools. And what that means is, if you especially know how to talk it and phrase it, you literally can teach Christian values without ever mentioning God's name, without ever mentioning Christ. You can do it. It's not rocket science. I know how to do it. I've been doing it for years. You can, it's cool to squeeze God and Jesus in there at least once or twice, because that's, again, where the foundation of your viewpoints come from. But eventually you need to do God first, whatever you can, to be able to literally squeeze Christian values, Christian teachings in your lesson plan in public schools without actually offending anybody or whatever else. If you know how to phrase it and how to word it, trust me, it's because it's pretty much as simple as you teaching character counts. That's pretty much, to an extent, what you teaching the Christian morals and values in your public schools are. They're similar to you teaching what character counts is. And that's not rocket science. I think that's really easy, but people just, once again, I don't know what they got their head in. I don't know what they got their head on. I don't know what their mentality, because it's not on what it needs to be. It's on garbage. A lot of people are just garbage. They're bigots, and there's so many other things, and it just makes people want to hurl. No wonder why we're losing so many kids through suicide, depression, anxiety. No wonder why so many kids are going out there smoking vapes, doing alcohol, doing all these drugs, because, once again, who's guiding them? Who's teaching them? Who's mentoring them? Who's their role model? Nobody but the same wasteful people as before. The kids need change. The kids need more. The kids need real life, more morality, and goodness. God's goodness. But I hope every teacher that futurely watches this understands what I mean. About, you can teach Christian morals and values in your school without actually teaching Christian morals and values in your school. You can do that. You just have to know how to word things, how to phrase things, and so on. You can do it all without mentioning God, without mentioning Jesus, because most of this stuff within Christian morals and values is actually common sense. If you were to ask me, and you can do it. And that's what you need to start doing. Public school, private school, I don't really care what school it is. Just do it. Start somewhere. You have to start somewhere, because we're losing our kids on a daily basis because you people are afraid to start somewhere. I don't know what you people are doing, but you're afraid to start somewhere. Again, God bless all parents at home, but it's obviously not all you are doing your jobs, because look at these rates today. Look at your kids today. I'm stuck in between thinking to myself, is it a 1% of kids that are truly, all kids are special and unique, but is it a 1% of kids that are doing drugs and alcohol, vapes, and everything else? Is it a 1% of them, and troublemakers? Or is it a 1% of kids that are, very clean and very open, or at least very clean and very, civil? Is it 1% of kids that are very clean and civil in this world, or is it 1% of kids that, do vapes, drugs, alcohol, crime? You get the point. Crime, violence, and more. Or is it a good 50-50 of both? Because I don't know at this point. I really don't know. But I love you all. Thank you all for watching, viewing, subscribing. This video is about to go to 14 minutes. I should have stopped it at 10, but it's alright. All glory be to God for better and for worse. Your borderman, Ancient to the City out. God bless. Ancient to the City, reporting for AncientToTheCityNews.com. Once again, one of the top things that I created this platform for, ladies and gentlemen, is to not only give you all spontaneous creativity, opinions, analysis, and more. One of the top things I created Ancient to the City News for was also to give back to the kids, give back to the next generation by, once again, posting a lot of spiritual, inspirational stuff, and, and getting you more involved and more connected with, problems and issues that affect you and your family, you and your further development and health, and you and, community affairs and more, because we got to start somewhere. We got to stop somewhere. We can't just keep on seeing, these tragedies happen and not do anything about them, because I'm pretty sure that's, again, one of our top biggest problems. We got to start and stop somewhere and stop waiting for politicians and everybody else but, ourselves and each other around us immediately to save us. We got to do something better. and something different and something new in Christ's name. God first, more coming soon. Your boy, the man, NJ to the city. Out.